Hello, and welcome to the new Retail License Application Guide. This video will walk through the entire new license application form, page by page, and highlight what needs to be included in the application packet before being submitted. To access the new Retail License application from the ABCC homepage, scroll to What Would You Like to Do section and click Alcoholic Beverages Retail Licenses. You will then be directed to the Retail Licenses page. Under Top Tasks, click Apply for an Alcoholic Beverages Retail License New or Transfer. The Apply for an Alcoholic Beverages Retail License New or Transfer page includes blank copies of the new retail license application, the transfer retail license application, the CORI authorization form, and the Addendum A and additional information pages. For the purposes of this tutorial, you will first need to download a copy of the new retail license application. Before starting the application, please review this page for important information about the application process. The application is first submitted to the local licensing authorities, or LLA for short. This is the municipal office responsible for the initial approval and issuance of retail licenses and typically consists of the city or town's licensing commission or select board. LLAs may have additional requirements for new license applications. So it's important to contact the local licensing authority that your application will be submitted to before submitting it for any information about their local application processes. The first page of the new retail license application lists all the required documents for the license application packet. The monetary transmittal form, the new retail application, the manager application, and the management agreement application are included in this PDF file. The second page of the application is the ABCC's monetary transmittal form. The $200 filing fee can be paid through the ABCC's ePay system. The link is included in the form and is also in the description below. After you submit the payment, please include a copy of the receipt in the application packet. Complete all fields except for the ABCC license number. Also, check off the new license transaction type at the bottom of the form. If you are seeking approval for a pledge of collateral, please also check off Pledge of Collateral in this section. If you are seeking approval for a management agreement, please also check off Management/Operating Agreement. The first page of the new license application asks for basic license and entity information. Question 1 asks what kind of license you wish to apply for. Please provide a narrative overview of what you wish to apply for, including the intended theme or concept for the proposed business operations. If this license application is pursuant to special legislation, please fill out the applicable fields. Question 2 asks for the applicant's business entity information. This should reflect the entity information within the Massachusetts Secretary of the Commonwealth's records. Please make sure that this section is filled out completely. Question 3 asks for a detailed description of the entire proposed license premises for the sales, storage, and consumption of alcohol. This includes the square footage, the number of rooms, floors, exits, and etc. in the premises. This also includes any outdoor dining areas and bars within the licensed premises. Question 4 asks for the contact information of the person that the licensing authorities should contact regarding this application. Please provide the name, title, phone number, and email of the application contact person. On page 2, question 5 asks for the corporate structure of the entity. The corporate structure should match the Secretary of the Commonwealth's files for the entity. Please make sure that this is fully completed. Please attach the business structure documents for this entity. If the entity is a sole proprietorship, please provide a business certificate. If the entity is a partnership, please provide a partnership agreement. If the entity is a corporation or LLC, please provide the articles of organization from the Secretary of the Commonwealth. Question 6 asks for a list of all individuals with direct or indirect beneficial or financial interest in this license. This includes stockholders, officers, directors, LLC managers, and etc. The individuals and titles listed in this section must match those filed within the Massachusetts Secretary of the Commonwealth. The individuals identified in this section and the proposed manager of record must complete a CORI release form. Please note that at least 50% of the directors or LLC managers on a Section 12 on-premises license must be U.S. citizens, and that all directors and LLC managers on a Section 15 off-premises license must be U.S. citizens. If you are applying as a multi-tiered organization, please attach a flowchart identifying each corporate interest and the individual owners of each entity, as well as the articles of organization for each corporate entity. Every individual must be identified in Addendum A. Please make sure that the name, address, social security number, date of birth, title or position, and percentage of ownership is listed for each individual. Also make sure to indicate yes or no on the Director or LLC Manager, U.S. citizen, and Massachusetts resident fields. Please indicate if any individual listed in question 6 has a criminal history on the bottom of the form. Please fill out Addendum A if you need to list more principles than question 6 on page 2 allows. You may attach as many Addendum A documents as you need to the application packet. On page 3, question 6A asks if any of the individuals or entities listed in question 6 have any direct or indirect beneficial or financial interest in any other alcoholic beverage license. If there are, check off yes and list the name, license type, license name, and municipality of the licenses that the individuals or entities in question 6 have any interest in. You may attach additional pages to answer this question fully if necessary. If none of the individuals or entities in question 6 have interest in another license, you may check no and leave this section blank. Question 6b asks if any individual or entity identified in section 6 has ever previously held a direct or indirect beneficial or financial interest in a license to sell alcoholic beverages. If there are, check off yes and list the name, license type, license name, and municipality of the licenses that the individuals or entities in section 6 have held interest in. You may attach any additional pages to answer this section fully, if necessary. If none, you may check no and leave this section blank. Question 7 asks for information about the occupancy of the premises. Please fill out this section completely. Please provide proof of legal occupancy, which includes a lease or a deed, and the floor plan for the licensed premises in the application packet. On page 4, question 8 asks for the financial disclosure. Please list all costs associated with the entity and the license. This includes the purchase price for the real estate, the purchase prices for the business assets, and other costs associated with the transaction, such as property price, business assets, and renovation costs. You must list the source of cash contribution, including the name of the contributor and the amount contributed. Please provide documentation of available funds in the application packet. This may include bank statements, bank letters, and etc. You must also provide the source of financing, including the lender, the amount, and the type of financing. Please check off if the lender is an alcoholic beverage licensee pursuant to Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 138. Finally, provide a detailed description of the forms or sources of financing for the costs listed above. Question 9 asks for the pledge information. If you are seeking approval for a pledge, please indicate yes on the form and indicate what you are seeking to pledge and to whom the pledge is being made to. If you are applying for a pledge with the ABCC, please check off Pledge of Collateral in addition to New License in the Transaction Type section of the Monetary Transmittal form. On page 4, question 10 consists of the manager application. Question 10A asks for basic information about the proposed manager. This includes how many hours per week the manager intends to be on the licensed premises. Please fill out this section completely. Question 10B asks for the proposed manager's citizenship/qualified alien status and criminal record history. Please attach a copy of one of the acceptable documents for proof of citizenship or qualified alien for the proposed manager of record. This includes a U.S. passport, voter certificate, birth certificate, naturalization papers, permanent resident card, or employment authorization document. If the manager has a criminal history, please fill out the table included and attach any additional pages utilizing the same table format if necessary. Question 11 on pages 6 and 7 consists of the management agreement. This is an agreement from a licensee that authorizes a third party to control the daily operations of the licensed premises, while retaining ultimate control over the license through a written contract. This does not pertain to a liquor license manager that is employed directly by the entity. These are rare. However, if you have a management agreement, please complete question 11. This page allows the applicant to add additional information to the application. If the information in this section pertains to a specific question on the application, please note the question number in this field. Please review and complete the applicant statement. This must be completed by an authorized signatory, which includes the sole proprietor, partner, corporate principal, or LLC/LLP manager of the entity or corporation. The authorized signatory must provide their signature and title along with the date that this was filled out. Please complete the entity vote form that authorizes this application to be submitted on the entity's behalf and to appoint the proposed license manager. A corporate officer or LLC manager must provide their signature at the bottom of the form. Corporations must also provide a signature and name of the corporation clerk at the bottom of the form. Once the application forms are completed, please make sure that the other required documents in this list are included in the application packet. This includes the $200 ePay receipt, the business structure documents, the CORI authorization form, the proof of citizenship or qualified alien status, the supporting financial records, the legal right to occupy, the floor plan, and any additional pages or information for the application questions. Always make sure that all the required documents are included in the application packet before submitting it to the local licensing authorities. A blank copy of the CORI request form can be found on the Apply for an Alcoholic Beverage Retail License New or Transfer page. Please fill out a CORI request form for each individual with financial or beneficial interest in the entity that is applying and one for the proposed manager of record. This form must be notarized with a stamp or raised seal. Once you have finished your application packet and compiled all the required application materials, please submit the packet to the local licensing authorities that you are applying with. Please consult with the local licensing authorities for how they would like the application to be submitted. Please note that you may be requested to submit additional supporting documentation if necessary during the review process. Thank you for watching.